Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Monday morning market Sitrep here at Safehouse. My name is Victor, in case you haven't seen me yet, and I'm a new coach here at Safehouse, a very new and exciting project being built from the ground up, and ready to disrupt the industry as we know it. I see some people are already saying hi. Denza, let's go. Hello, good morning, Robot, Marius Furi. Morning, happy to be here and listen to my favorite master. Oh, thank you, thank you. Or did you mean George? Maybe you meant George. Oops. Sound is good. Okay, thank you, Graham. Very nice. That's what I was gonna ask next. I hope you can. The screen quality is also okay, or the image quality. It downsamples a little bit, but yeah, I hope it's fine. All right. So Monday morning, that means legacy markets are starting up again. London is already open, and New York will open in a few hours. And what is important to do for ooh, the dog is back. Oh, hello, Rafael. Oh, there's a lot more people than I thought here. You mean Victor? Okay. Wow, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Good to see the old crew back as well. So yeah, the plan for today is to have a look, as you can see already, high time frame on Bitcoin, SPX, so the stock market. We're gonna look at DXY, EURUSD, gold, because I've been trading gold lately, and it's in a very, very interesting place. So I don't usually cover gold that much, but when it's interesting, then yeah, sure, why not? And then if we have time, a bit of Ethereum at the end. So I'm splitting the crypto markets a little bit. Want to keep it not too long. The goal would be like 45 minutes, but I'll probably go to about an hour, I'm guessing. And then we can go over some questions at the end. Yeah, so if we find anything interesting in the lower time frames, then we'll have a look at that as well. But first, I think for a Monday especially, it's good to see, okay, now I have the weekly time frame on, so we can see what happened last week and what's going on this week so far, and what's the potential. And what you can see on the screen already is I've marked, let me just turn off the fixed range for a second. That's the one pivot or level that I'm very, very interested in. And it's the low that was made in June 2021. Yeah, so it's been quite a while. It's been quite a while. And look at what happened here in March and April. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks that were not able to go past this pivot. Yeah, tried. And there were bullish CVD divergences, if you're already up to speed on what that is. So there was absorption. The selling did not manage to push price lower, obviously, and we blasted through last week. So this is very, very recent now. Just last week, we managed to break out of the range and push about 10% up on Bitcoin. Yeah, very nice, very impulsive move. It's following up a nice bullish impulse that started, let's say, around the 17K area with this very nice retrace here. And now what? Yeah, now it's a big question. Okay, is this does this mean we're going to crash down now? Are we going to 50K? Are we going to new all-time highs? What's going on? Yeah, that's of course nobody knows that, but at least we can try to find out what could be interesting for the following week. And that's why I want to show you this big fixed range pull as well. And I'm watching the chat. You guys are funny. Silver. Oh, yeah, silver. I haven't looked at silver in a very long time. Maybe I should do that too. You're right. So anyway, this big fixed range pull is from the Corona low, including all the data up to now. Yeah. So what's the advantage of this? That it shows us the high volume nodes. They're a bit darker here because they're outside the value area, right? And the high volume nodes inside the value area. So for all this time, this value area has basically not changed. And you can see the value area low, this little light blue line down here, is around 20, what is this, 29.4, let's just say around 30K, okay? So we've got that pivot, this value area low, and a little weekly level up here. I'm gonna show it in a second because it's interesting for the lower time frames. That's our big resistance area chunk, yeah? So if you wanna, from a higher time frame perspective, this is the make or break area. That's what I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Because holding this area as support for me means that you're opening the door to an entire, you can see here, there's no, if you're already familiar with horizontal levels, you can see that there's no horizontal levels of resistance on the weekly time frame. The same is true for the monthly time frame. It takes a while for the next one to come up. Here, I'll show you in a second. That's the one. That's the next monthly level up here at 45.5, which is crazy, right? To think about such levels now. And daily, there is something else that I'll show you in a bit. So basically, you're opening the possibility for a rotation at least up to that monthly level and the big fat point of control. Theoretically, yeah, don't go crazy. Let's keep looking. So if we don't hold this area as support, well, obviously you open the entire lower range once again, yeah, which is arguably this little box down here. So if we drop down, if we lose this area, back test it as resistance, and then start moving down, you're opening the entire lower range again with much lower prices. Yeah, so that's a rough idea on how to look at this. And one thing I would say is you have to keep in mind this is extremely high time frame analysis, right? These are weekly candle chart. So look at this. Yeah, this took a long time to actually have another move back up after this massive range rotation here. This was several weeks of back testing this area as support. This was several weeks fighting around this area as well. And now it's been also several weeks. Yeah, and we just crossed to the other side. In other words, now think about it this way, or at least I think that's a nice way to think about it. Now, what has to happen for this to go higher is that the market participants in general have to say, this is a cheap price for the asset. In this case, Bitcoin, this is a cheap price for the asset. And the buying interest is so insane that the selling, no matter who is selling, big or small, cannot manage to withstand the buying power coming in. Yeah, if that's the case, of course, the sellers get overwhelmed, the shorts get overwhelmed, and we go higher. So that has to happen now after we've already had a massive, or pretty much a doubling in price all the way down, all the way up from those lows. Okay, can that happen? Yes, but it's something that's going to take a little bit of time. So how am I viewing it? I want to see weekly candle closes up here. Check, we got one last. But to be honest, I would prefer to see a monthly candle close. Yeah, now it's the 17th of April. So I would like to see April, the month of April, so this candle here on the monthly time frame, also close up here. And the following month, May, yeah, to backtest this area as support and then continue up, for example. Doesn't have to happen like that. It can also happen before that. And now it's where it starts getting interesting for me. Yeah. Let's see, let me show you some levels. Oh, that's too many. Let me just show you this one for now. It's the second one there. Let's just go for this one first. So this weekly level here, I'm going to turn off the big fixed range pool. We don't need it right now. This weekly level here comes from May 2022. Yeah, May, June. Look at that. And that one's been there for a long time. I remember when we were down here in prices that I kept marking this weekly level and thinking, geez, man, it's so far away. Why do I keep marking it? Well, there it is. That's why. Because now it's something we can use. Yeah, it's not very useful when you're down here, but now it's really right in front of our doorstep. And we closed above it last week. Yeah, so based on the same theory, we're backtesting it this week as support, which is bullish, right? As long as this weekly level holds, that's more bullish. That's very nice. We can even go in lower time frames, and we start to decipher a bit of a lower range. We also see that there's a little daily level down here. I didn't mark it because it's right next to the weekly, but it's pretty much the same. And this would be our little local range. Yeah. So if we're looking for intraday stuff, then that's when you start saying, okay, let me see all of the data up here. And you have yourself a little nice local range to play with. Yeah. But before we go into that, let me just jump back to the weekly for a second. So this initially more bullish, right? What I'm also very interested in, I have to admit, maybe it's a more of a personal thing, doesn't have to happen like that, is this little area here before the June 2021 pivot low. And look at this once again. That old pivot, how fantastically it was respected and backtested as resistance over and over and over and over, while here in the end we were making higher lows. Yeah, so this was constricting price action, and then pop, the pop to the upside. That's very nice. So what did I want to show you? Where's my other fixed range? 1 second. I thought is it this one here? Nope, that one. Yeah, that's the one. So that's this little local range that we had from the 17th of March, about a month, exactly a month ago it started. I'm including this entering candle as well. up to here, up to the 10th of April. Yeah, so we were just ranging, highs, lows, so just trade the range, fantastic, until finally you get the breakout, fine. So that is a very nice level right there, that 28K. That's the point of control. That's a little red line of this little range here. And I personally would like that. Yeah, so I don't know if it's this week, I mean, nobody knows, but that would be very cool if we could get some kind of a move down here. Maybe it's not this week. Maybe first we're going to spend April still here at that old range. I'll show you in a second. But at some point, I would like that. If it happens this week, it would be fantastic. But for price to actually backtest this area, flip it back again, and off you go. Yeah. Why is it so squiggly? I'm not shaking. But backtesting this area, this is a nice chunk where we spend a bit of time and volume in here. Backtesting this area as support, I would find that very bullish, very nice. And it also gives me a possibility to enter longs, right? Upon seeing this actually bouncing back up, yeah? Then it gives me a very nice invalidation. Of course, it can be also the upper part, just a value area high, but I just specifically like the point of control better, yeah? Why? Because anybody who shorted this here, for example, and is still in that short trade, so now underwater because we're up here, will be very happy if price goes back to entry to say, oh, finally I can close my losing trade. And not only that, but perhaps say, okay, this is bullish, so I'm going to go long. Yeah. So that's what could cause that possible reaction to the upside. That's the idea behind that. Okay. It doesn't have to happen. We can just smash through if there's no buying interest, of course. That's why I want to see that actually happening. Yeah. So I'm not presetting stuff, but that would be a scenario where I think a nice high time frame long would be possible. And perhaps it's a bit too soon this week, but that's something I'm looking for the next, let's say, couple of weeks or so. And if it hasn't happened in April, maybe in May. Yeah, ideally. So that would be one idea, and the one that I wanted to share because it's this very, very interesting area of resistance now possibly being flipped to support. So let me put on some more levels. Let's see, what else did I mark? So we have this old daily level here. This one I think we can take out. We don't need it anymore. And these two daily levels here, I'm going to have to scoot to the left to show you where they come from. There you go. This is the old range that we had from May 2022 to June. Okay. So they're from last year. So that's one daily level here, which arguably you can say it's already been tapped. So not that significant, but it's the highest one. And that's another one here. Yeah. So that would be the upper edges of that old range. And we're basically now playing back again, scooting all the way back to the right. There we go. Jeez. So those will be the upper edges of that old range that we're kind of imitating right now. Yeah. So that's something we could aim for. And I think I had a few more pivots as well. Okay, that's some of the current stuff. That's low time percent. Yeah, the May 2022 weekly pivot high. That would be basically one of the highest pivots you can find as the edge of that old range. Okay, so that's how I'm viewing it now. And let's just, for funsies, go a bit lower and see what this is about. All right. Yeah, so that's our local range right now, man. That's perfect. Look at that. We can just mark all of this like this. You see that weekly level, high time frame analysis, helping us out for the intraday setups. Possibly. Ooh. So the value area low and the VWAP are now resistance locally. Look at that. So if you want to see any upside for this range, there it is. Nice and simple. Don't need to overcomplicate your analysis. There you go. You need to basically go above 30K. Isn't it nice? Psychological 30K, VWAP, value area low of the range. Yeah, so this is basically something, or not basically, but that is the area that you locally need to beat. Yeah, it's probably, let me see. No, it's up here. Okay, daily open is much higher. That's the area that you need to beat to see a possible rotation to the point of control, and then maybe the value area high, and just keeping it as a range perspective. Yeah, not aiming for much higher, not aiming for much lower. Yeah, those would be the further edges of this. If we break up higher and make new highs, well, there's your old daily levels that you can use. If you lose the weekly level, that's when it gets interesting, because we go into that scenario that I would prefer to see, which is backtesting this old area here, yeah, this old price action area. And you can see the move in between here and here was relatively swift. That means it leaves a lot of inefficiencies or like gaps in the stock market that tend to be revisited, yeah, and price goes by them again or walks by them again. In other words, if you go swiftly up here, this could also relatively swiftly go back down, and that's where it gets interesting again, yeah. So for me personally, I don't like shorting, even if on a higher time frame, I could say, okay, I short that stop loss above the high and I'm good to go for a big rotation, perhaps, but this is not weak enough, so to speak. It's holding up here as it stands. So I don't like shorting the bottom of a local range. I'd rather, any backtest of, we had a nice one up here too. That was the aggressive one. So you can, all of this up here, you can say it's a deviation, yeah, just stepping out of the range, but failing to stay up there, or a failed auction process, for example, you can call it. And these kind of backtests of the upper resistance is what I like for a possible short entry. Yeah, that makes the risk reward. That's one of the key things you have to keep in mind. When you enter any position, how's the risk reward, right? So if you're only aiming for a range rotation, let's say down to the weekly, that's nice, yeah, 3-8. So that's the kind of stuff I think that makes sense to look for. So that would be my, just trying not to spend too much time on it because we have a lot to cover, but that would be my my trading plan for this week, or at least even for today, possibly. I'm always very interested in trading the New York session, so I like to wait, especially on Mondays, for that to get started. Sometimes I'll wait the entire Monday, the entire New York session, if things are not quite clear, and maybe start on Tuesday instead. Yeah, and then I have a full set of fresh data, non-weekend data, so to speak, even though crypto is open on weekends. The legacy markets, I think, help a lot to get things moving, more action, more volume. So that's what I sometimes do. So that's what I would be interested in, seeing if we can get above that area, which would be the 30K, basically, VWAP and value area low, and possibly rotate higher. Yeah, so that could be a possible long right there. And then just continue to play the range until it breaks. Yeah, it's that simple. But ultimately, down here would be a very, very cool area, if given. Yeah, if not, then that's the way it is. I'll just have to find something else. All right, so that would be Bitcoin for now. Let's jump ahead to SPX. I do have some order flow windows open as well, but I think we'll just leave it for now. Let's just do this first. Yeah. You'll be like, what is this? So this is the S&P 500 on Oanda. Yeah, there's different charts that you can look at. Wait, let's do it like this. There you go. There you go. So this is the weekly time frame as well. That was the Corona low. That's the all-time high. And then there's this little green box here. And you're like, well, why is this guy drawing boxes on the chart? Because this is an insane, did I say insane? Insane support resistance flip area. Yeah. Look at what happened the first time we got here. Yeah. Backtested a support. Yeah. Price tried to repeatedly to go below it, but did not manage, and then continued higher. Here, when it finally retraced, yeah, or came back down to these levels, support on 3 different occasions. So 3 different weekly, over the course of a month, basically 3 weekly candles. And then when it was lost here in May 2022, resistance here, yeah, you spend a bit of time above it, but ended up losing it again. Yeah, but it still got stuck here a little bit. Then tested as resistance against here, once again here, once again here, and voila, we're back here again. So why should this time be different? That's the only thing I'm asking. Why should it be different this time? Oh, because no, I'm not interested in because and stories and news. That's not that's the beauty of technical analysis. You don't need that. Yeah, the price is here, and this is data. These are not theories or speculations. This is what the price is right now. This is very impulsively had us gotten up to here, and also making higher lows. That's very nice, but still, we're stuck in this box. So until you can clear this box, backtest it as support, and not lose it like it happened here, I won't be convinced. In other words, if I want to go long on this asset, for example, or any chart that looks like this, to be honest, then I need to see this happen, yeah, and price to start rising again from there, and then it gives me a nice invalidation. Yeah, I can just put my stop loss there, because that's an area that I don't want to lose. And then you got yourself a nice long setup. Yeah. As it stands, that's not the case. So quite the opposite. This is actually a place where if I'm holding this asset from lower, then I need to lock gains, realize profits. No financial advice, of course. None of this is. This is just for educational purposes. And if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Keep forgetting to say stuff like that. But yeah, that helps us keep the project going. Yeah. So I like to realize profits at areas like this. And I like to be careful and patient. Yes, this is high time frame analysis. So in other words, wait for more clarity. And if things start looking bad, so to speak, for more upside, then I can look for shorts. Yeah, so for positions to make money towards the downside, so to speak. If we look at an individual stock, in this case, I've got Apple here ready for you. A very, very high time fixed range pool, yeah, showing me the horizontal transaction volume again. And this one comes from August 2020. So we're talking about almost 3 years of data. And remember how we were talking about the value area low for Bitcoin? In this case, it's the value area high for Apple, yeah, this light blue. That's a light blue line here. Also previous month high. Let's just hide that for now, because then it looks even nicer. And yeah, pre-market opening below it. So for now, for 3 weeks straight, we have been unable, even though the impulse from down here has been very nice, we have been unable to get past this area. And not only is it the value area high, whoops, it's also the 786 from the fib retracement. If you pull it from up here to down here, bam. Yeah, so these two factors are coming together, yeah, confluence, and providing you an extra factor for this to hold as resistance. So same thing here. Yeah, if I hold Apple stock and we get to areas like this, then I want to be careful. Either I sell some to lock gains, or if I don't want to sell it, then I can take a short to hedge it. In other words, to protect those gains. If we go higher in prices, at whichever time I deem necessary, I can close it. Yeah, close the hedge, and I keep making money from the asset appreciating in value or going up in value. But if not, and things start to turn around and we go back down the range, yeah, if we just view this as a huge multi-year range, then I'm okay. I'm not giving back the gains. Yeah, that short is covering the loss in value for this asset. And of course, if you want to add a trade on top of that, you can actually then start shorting. Yeah, that would be the last step, so to speak. So very, very interesting week now, because last week we had actually quite a nice push back up, but still did not manage to clear this area. Yeah. So what happens this week now? That's why I want to see what happens in the New York session today, and see how things get going. Why am I looking at Apple and SPX as well? Because usually wherever this market specifically goes is where Bitcoin also goes. Yeah, it's not always like that, but it's there's quite the correlation there. Yeah, it's let's just say it's very difficult for Bitcoin to make go much higher if this is pulling back very, very strongly. Okay, they kind of go hand in hand. Speaking of the one that doesn't go hand in hand, let's jump to DXY. Also very, very interesting, because as you can see down here, there was a multi-year range going on from 2015 pretty much to 2022 to last year. Yeah, of course, this takes forever to rotate up and down, but that's why I have these yearly levels marked. And this one specifically is very interesting, because if we can hold it as support, then theoretically you open this upper part of the chart. However, if you flip it to resistance, then you open this part of the chart, and you can see that these are massive, massive moves for the US dollar. Yeah. And last week was very interesting. This is what we were looking on Friday, and the lows were taken here. The February lows were taken, and it gives a very nice reaction. So that already gave us a fantastic intraday trade. Yeah, just a simple swing failure pattern. Boop, get above the lows. Your stop loss can go down here, and you can long this. If you're not, I'm trading this on the EURUSD. I'll show you in a second. So basically, it's the inverse chart. Yeah. So what now? Well, now the momentum has been down again since up here, since the beginning of March, basically. So now, of course, this could run into problems again. Look at that, no surprise. around the golden pocket and 786 area, and the yearly level right smack in the middle. Yeah, so this area once again will be a support resistance flip area that can cause problems. What does that mean? It means this can go higher up to here, but then fail again and then move to lower lows. Yeah, that's what you would expect from the trend. If this is the beginning of a reversal, then that area will be flipped to support. What does that mean? It means we will go past it, maybe hit the daily level, bloop, flip it back to support, and up you go again to new highs. Yeah, once again offering you a possible long opportunity here, with your invalidation being below that area. Yeah. So that's what I would expect on this asset, at least for now, even if it's to head for lower prices, to at least attempt to make it higher up to this area. Yeah, that would be my ideal thing. Yeah, that means for tradable ideas, that means if this is going higher, DXY, then the EURUSD. Let me just hide this so we have a bit more space. Yeah, that's good. So the EURUSD would then pull back. Yeah, and this one has been doing really, really well. Let me just hide everything for a second so you can see it a bit better. Yeah, so very nice bullish impulse. The lows were around here in September, and ever since then we've been just trucking along. And similar idea with this yearly level here. Yeah, this is an old yearly level that came from back here from 2016, 2017. And it was back tested here. That was fun, mid-March. Super, super nice because it gave an extremely tight invalidation. Yeah, very, very small stop loss for a very nice long that has paid out super, well, quite nicely. Now you can see I've had this weekly level marked here. This comes from 2022 and it was kind of a double weekly level back then. So we spent a lot of time there flipping or establishing this resistance, and it was just hit last week. So when we hit levels like this, then what I like to do is say, all right, this is a big one. I'm taking profits on longs or maybe in closing the positions, depending on what I'm looking for. And possibly, if at least on an intraday basis, try to take a short position to profit from a rotation to the downside, for example. Yeah. So that's the level that I'm looking at now. Previous month high, also very nice to help out. And this would be the bigger range. Yeah. So you can see we're quite a ways out of it, so to speak. And so far holding up here as well. Yeah. So this is definitely an area that you don't want to lose, the 108. Otherwise you open the entire range back down to the yearly. But yeah, a bit of a local retracement would be nice. So this would also be very nice if it could, yeah, that's nice. That is nice. Yeah, that's it. And you got your daily level here. That'd be nice, but this could take a while. It doesn't have to happen in a day. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so if the bullish momentum continues, I'm always interested. If I want a long, then I want to see a retracement to this area, yeah, between the golden pocket and the 786. Those are my favorites. Those are my favorite. That's my favorite area. So any type of move like this and then something like that. That would be cool. So that's something that that we could look forward to this week, perhaps. Yeah. Of course, nothing preset. I want to see what happens when price gets there and then decide. Yeah, with the real data in front of my face. Now we're basically just making possible plans for the week. So a bit of a retracement on this would be fantastic, which means this could push up to the yearly and reject again. That's great. That means this would pull back a little bit. That means Bitcoin would pull back a little bit as well, right? And I'm not sure if this low, but well, that would just be great if it did to give us a nice possible entry for a long. And now let's jump to gold. How are we doing on time? 35 minutes. All right. This is a very cool one. Yeah. So I don't look at gold that often. And this is a massive fixed range pull that I did at some point. I just thought, I'm just going to get ahead and show it. So you can see this is starts in May 2019 and all of this data collated together. Yeah. And the value area high is right there, basically at 2K. Yeah. How cool is that? So the psychological 2K level. This part I already covered on Friday down here. And this little, yeah, this was great. And the rotation we've had now since basically October to now. So this, of course, a slow moving asset, but still very nice. And now we're here outside of this value area. So we can actually zoom in and we're on the weekly. time frame now, and there is a weekly level that is now being, oops, sorry, not that one, this one here. Bloop. So that would be your weekly level of resistance, which is now being traveled above. But the week just started, yeah? We could just be trying to go up a little bit, then smash back down. And if you lose this weekly level and the weekly open as well, there's your next support, that value area high, the 2K area. Lose that as well, and then you start opening the entire range again, yeah? Of course, there's a weekly level of support here. I might as well, oops, mark it for you here too. Yeah. So that's how you could look at that. So locally, it would be something like this. This was a nice one too. That would be your more local range for now. Yeah. So you could just say, all right, ever since this little bursty move here, whoops, sorry about that. Merge all of this and see what's what. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. So basically this 2K area, super, super, super important. Yeah. Super, super important from the higher time frame range perspective. If you lose that, then we can have some possible downside. So what does this mean? What do you do? What do you do with stuff like this? Well, if you're, you can apply these principles to any asset that you're trading pretty much. If you are holding the asset as spot, let's say, for example, you actually have physical gold somewhere, or you have longs from lower. These are the areas where no financial advice. I like to lock in gains once again, protect myself maybe with a hedge short, which is different than an actual day trade short, for example. And if possible, then actually look for shorts if things start to look weaker. Yeah, if further upside is not possible, because let's face it, if this can continue to push higher, well, that's kind of a bit messy. These are the all-time highs here, right? That's your all-time high right there. It's not that far away. So this could actually go there and make a new all-time high. However, this was an area where it, price rejected, happened again here about, actually exactly a year ago, March 2022, and it was not able to claim this area and continue higher. So why should it be different this time? Same question again. Oh, because this time this and that, and this is happening in the world, or it's not. Yeah, maybe so. But that's a different story, and I'm just going to focus on the chart and see what it tells me. And I think this week could be very interesting. Yeah, so I'm definitely not interested in longing where it is right now, unless I get a nice retracement. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of tricky now because it's been so in process. So I would actually like to see this going down a little bit as well. But as long as that value area high holds, look at that one. As long as 2K holds, then so be it. So basically my only choice is to go extremely aggressive on a long with a very tight stop loss. I don't really want to see this area lost. I'd rather be out of the position then. Or start looking for a short if we start flipping this to all of this to resistance. Yeah. So I already had my short from up here down to the backtest, around here. Exactly. That was a very nice move last week. That was a very, very nice move on Friday. Fantastic. But, oops, sorry. Closed the position, realized the profits, and went off to the weekend. Yeah. And now let's see what happens. Yeah. If we lose this weekly level, then I would look to see if we can get to the lower one. Oh, we do have a daily level in between that was not quite tapped. So this could be a bit of an in-between stop. Got to take profits there. No financial advice. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at on that. Okay. So 39 minutes. I hope all of this is clear. If not, please ask questions. So to wrap it up, a quick look at Ethereum. Also massive, very, very big fixed range pull to see. Maybe I should turn off the levels for a second. Yeah, there you go. So it's similar to what we've been doing on the other assets. This one is from November 2020. Wow. That's a big one. And this one, we're actually past the big point of control. Yeah. What we actually see on Ethereum is quite interesting because that weekly level here, this one here, we've already passed. Well, we shot by it like crazy, you could say. 1933. Yeah, it's similar to gold, the 2K area. Yeah, and we haven't been up here since almost a year ago as well. There's no weekly levels of resistance here. fresh ones at least. The next monthly one is all the way here at 3,200. It's crazy. And daily wise, yeah, we do have something more to work with. Yeah, so we're basically in this old little range here, at the top of that old little range. So let me see if I already marked it there for you or not. Yeah, there it is. So that's the daily level from back then, from May 2022. And surprise, surprise, look at that. Oopsie daisy. That's exactly the one that we rejected from yesterday. Yeah. So we stopped shy of it on Friday. So it's like, haha, yeah, you got to be kidding me, right? And got the job done on the following day. And this in itself is already at least a scalp trade and possibly an intra or a day trade. That's a very, very nice, very, very simple one. Yeah, you've got a standing high that often doesn't hold. You go for it again, take out the stop losses of anybody who put their stop loss up here, tap the level that you were waiting for anyway, and then you can enter as soon as you lose that level, and look for a range rotation. That's it. Yeah, don't have to expect going back to super low prices or anything. But that's basically you're done from here to here. Well, that's pretty nice. That's actually pretty nice. Let's see. Nice. Yep. Well, I got the gold one, but not this one. You can't trade everything, you know. Got to pick your battles. Got to pick your battles. All right. So as it stands, no weakness to be seen. The horizontal range is holding. If you go for the lows, bloop, you expect it to step back into the range. If you go for the highs, you expect it to step back into the range. Yeah. Weakness would be for Ethereum specifically, and we're still quite a ways away from it. Weakness would be not to go back to the weekly level necessarily, but to actually go below it and start flipping into resistance like this again. That would be weakness, yeah, because then all of this was basically a very extended failed auction process, you could say. And market participants are just not interested in buying this asset at this price. They find it's too expensive. Yeah, that's how things like this happened. So obviously, if Bitcoin pulls back to, for example, down here, SPX pulls back a little bit, DXY keeps pushing up to here, the euro keeps pulling back as well. Gold can also pull back a little bit. That would be great. Then Ethereum will usually also pull back down to here. And this is basically the leading altcoin. So you can use it to, if you're interested in other altcoins or watching them, then this could be a good guide or a heads up of what the altcoins might do. Yeah. So if Ethereum is pulling back, probably the altcoins, most of them will do the same. Yeah. All right. I'm noticing my voice now, 40 minutes. I think that was all I wanted to cover, and as quickly as possible. So yeah, I hope that all made sense. The plan is basically to look for a bit of a pullback for this week. Let's see what happens. We'll keep you updated, of course, on Discord. We have the daily these daily updates on available as well at Safehouse. George is doing them as well. Yeah, we're just taking turns now. So he'll be on tomorrow and see what analyze everything that's happened today, what the New York session has done, etc., and see if there's anything tradable that we can use. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Let's just do a quick look here. This is on the 30-minute, by the way. I think it's cut off on the top. Yeah, you can see it right now. So we're still below that VWAP. Quite the impulsive move on the daily open. Yes, but the range still holds. This is kind of like a this is another possibility here. See, these two lows are super close to each other. I don't like that. I would much rather go below them, hit any stop losses for long positions here, and then perhaps get a nice reaction. So this would be a more local idea, not the bigger pullback to the 28K area. To just do a swing failure pattern of these two lows standing here, and then go back up. That's also nice. A more local possibility. But that's something you need to, where's the other one? You need to see in the making as it's happening here. Exactly. And going back down there, 28,290 and 27. That's the 28K area. That's beautiful. We would hit these 2 points of control as well. The naked points of control down here. Of course, we've left 2 behind to the upside. But that's okay. We can get them later. Yeah. And that would be also very nice. 37, huh? So if we do push higher, keep an eye on these two as well. Very nice. Cool. All right, we'll keep you updated and see what's what. Let's see if you guys have any questions. Bloop. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, Victor. Nice to see you again. Victor. Hi. Hola, servos. All right. Thank you. Silver. Yeah, silver. I don't have any TA for it, but if I remember correctly, wow, it's been probably a couple of years that I haven't looked at silver. It usually does similar things to gold, but I know there are some differences. You're right. Okay, I'll try to keep that in mind for next time. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helps you set yourself up for the week. That's the point of this. And then, yeah, if you have any further questions, just tag me on Discord, and we'll try to cover those. So I wish you a fantastic week of trading. Take it easy. There's no rush to really do anything. You can really just wait for that tasty data to come in. Like I said, I prefer to wait for for the New York session to come in on Mondays and show me what's what. Yeah, what's the vibe for the week. Yeah, you can. It's quite often that I'll sit out Monday or do very little on Mondays unless it's an amazing opportunity that's just screaming in my face. Then fine, I'll take it. But otherwise, I like to use that data, and then Tuesday, that's when then things really get very interesting. Yeah, and then wrap up for Fridays. Alrighty, my only question is, why are you so good? Thank you. I hope it's helpful at least. Alrighty, have a good week, guys. Take care. I'll see you on Discord. Thank you for tuning in. And the next public update will be next Monday as usual. Yeah, the other ones are Discord. Simeon Rangelov. Oh my God, I'm late, but so glad to see Victor again. Yes, I'm glad to see you too. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. So have a good week. Bye. Take care. Tschüss.